Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Korean style beef with rice cakes. The first thing we need to do is marinate our beef. So I have some shaved beef. You should be able to find this at any local grocery store. If you can't find shaved beef, if you go to like one of those Korean or Chinese grocery stores, they typically have the shaved beef there as well. So what I'm gonna do is season it and let it season for a bit while we prep the other vegetables. To my beef, I'm going to add some salt and black pepper. You guys already know, all the measurements will be in the description below. So I'm gonna season with some salt. We're gonna also do some black pepper. Now you can do some fresh ginger. I'm not a huge fan of fresh ginger, so I'm just gonna do some grated ginger. Just a tiny bit, gives it the essence without too much of the ginger overpowering flavor. Now I'm also gonna add a little bit of garlic powder, some toasted sesame seeds, and this is just for one serving. So of course, depending on how much you're gonna make, then you can alter the ingredients for that. Next, I'm going to add my wet ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to add is also some gochujang paste, a little drop of soy sauce, some hoisin sauce. This gives it like a nice sweetness. I prefer to use the hoisin rather than doing just like granulated sugar because I like that umami flavor that the hoisin has. And then I'm also doing some sesame oil and a little bit of minced garlic. This is the marinated minced garlic that's marinated in vinegar. And I'm just going to spread all of the marinade all over our beef. Make sure that everything is fully covered. Let's set this aside so it can marinate while we prep the other vegetables. Now, before we jump into prepping our vegetables, you wanna start preparing your rice cakes. So I'm gonna be using the tube type of rice cakes. They look like this before they're cooked. They come in different shapes. It doesn't really matter which shape you use. This is the one that I like to use. And this you can find at any Asian grocery store. It's always gonna be available there. I am absolutely obsessed with them. I will also link some good brands on my Amazon storefront, so make sure to check those out. And I just boiled them and cooked them. So these are already cooked. You just boil it for 5 minutes and it's ready to go. You do wanna cook them before you're actually sauteing. So start working on that before you prep your vegetables. Also, if you haven't already subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also like this video while you're at it. So the next thing I'm going to prepare is a red bell pepper. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the bell pepper. I don't want to do too much for my one portion, but with the vegetables, you honestly just add as much as you like. Also, if you're wondering what I'm knocking my trash into, I am obsessed with this. It just goes on your cabinet next to you. You can throw off all of your trash when you're cooking. Also available on my Amazon storefront. All right, so I'm just going to thinly slice my red bell pepper. I would use a red or orange bell pepper just because you want that sweetness. You could use a green one, but it doesn't have that sweetness that you're looking for in this recipe. Next, we're going to prep a shallot. So I'm just going to cut one whole shallot. I'm gonna slice it in half and then just peel off the outside. And for the shallot, I want to dice it. So I'm going to, towards the butt end, you're leaving the butt end so that you can, gather everything and just chop it without it getting all over your cutting board. So I'm just going to slice down to the end without cutting all the way through. And see, it just keeps everything together. It makes it a lot easier for you when you're cutting. You also wanna make sure you have a really sharp knife for this. I love these global knives. I'm not sponsored by the brand, but they're a great investment if you're looking for a good knife. And I am one of those people that truly believes you don't need a million knives to cook in the kitchen. I have a chef's knife, a paring knife, That's really all you honestly need. A bread knife, of course, for eating bread. But really the chef's knife is great if you're just someone new to cooking and you're trying to wonder, what kind of knife am I looking for? Go ahead and get a chef's knife. This one's also linked on my Amazon storefront. So after I've done that, I'm just turning and chopping, and as you can see, everything is still together. Take your time with this. You don't have to be like a professional chef and chop really quickly. There's no need to do that. Take your time, make sure that you're being careful with this, and if you have a sharp knife, then it'll be really safe. And before we move on, I also want to prep some green onion or scallion. This is gonna be for my topping, but I just like to chop everything, get it out of the way before I start cooking or, you know, getting to the end stages of cooking. It just makes it a lot easier for you in the end. So I'm just gonna do some thin slices of the green onion, and we're just going to do this green end part. I have a steel pan that I am heating on medium-low heat. I've already done the water test, make sure that it's ready. Now, you don't have to use a steel pan. You can use non-stick, that'd be fine. I would avoid using an iron skillet, but a steel pan or a non-stick is fine. I'm gonna add some avocado oil to my pan. We're just gonna wait for that oil to heat up for just a second. And now that my oil is hot, I'm going to add in my shallots. And we're gonna start creating our shallot oil. I'm also going to add another teaspoon of my minced garlic. And let's go ahead and mix that in there. Now, I'm gonna lower the heat so it is on a low setting, because I don't wanna start burning the shallots or anything. I'm gonna add some salt, black pepper, and we're also gonna do a little bit of sesame oil. Now, I don't wanna do too much because it doesn't have a high heat point, but I do want it to start mixing in with my shallots to create that fragrant, delicious oil. And that's why I also do it with the avocado oil, because it is neutral, so it doesn't have any kind of overpowering flavor, but it does have a high heat point. So it's really safe to cook with, and it's just really great, especially if you're cooking on a stainless steel pan, which gets very hot. So we're gonna let that cook for another like 30 seconds to 1 minute. We're just waiting for the shallots to start softening up. My shallots are looking good. I'm now ready to add some shredded carrot. So I'm just gonna do a little handful. Again, like I said with the vegetables, do it to your preference. If you're someone who likes a lot of vegetables, add as many vegetables as you like. For me, I just like to do about a handful of each of my bell pepper and my shallot and my carrots. I just like to do about a handful. I'm also gonna add in my red bell pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that all together. And we're gonna just start cooking this so it softens up our carrots and our bell pepper. This is gonna take a couple of minutes. Just stir in the pan, maybe every like 20 seconds to make sure it doesn't burn or stick to the bottom of the pan. And we're also, again, we're keeping that heat on a medium-low to a low heat because we don't want anything to burn. Also, I wanna know what your favorite takeout dish is. What's your favorite Asian style takeout dish? Let me know in the comments. This is looking really good. My carrots and my bell pepper are starting to soften up. I'm going to add some more gochujang paste. And again, I'm using the mild one. I'm not using a very spicy one. Whichever one's available to you, whichever one you like, that's the one you're gonna use. So I've added some of that in there. I'm also gonna add a little bit extra hoisin. And we're just going to mix all that in together and get all of those vegetables coated in the gochujang and the hoisin. The combination of the gochujang, which is a fermented chili paste, and the hoisin, which is like a sweet sauce, It's just the perfect sweet spicy combo. That is looking really good. I'm going to go ahead and take off the vegetables from the pan because we're ready to cook our beef. Turning the heat back on medium low. I just don't want to cook the beef with the vegetables. I will add them back in at the very end. So I'm going to take my marinated beef. I'm going to actually add some more avocado oil first. Just a bit. And let's go ahead and add our beef. Just going to break this up in the pan. I'm going to raise the heat just a little bit. And we're just going to cook our beef until it is fully cooked through. You just kind of want to break it up. It should cook pretty quickly because it is shaved, so it's super, super thin. And that's one of the great things of using the shaved beef, so it's just much faster. I'm gonna add a little bit more sesame oil. We already have it in the marinade, but I wanna add a little extra so it's cooking in that oil as well. After about 2 minutes, your beef should be completely cooked through. You're gonna go ahead and add back in the vegetables. And we're going to mix everything together and saute them. It's so fragrant. You can smell that like delicious, sweet, spicy sauce. It's bursting with flavor. And this is a restaurant style dish. It seems like it's really fancy and hard to make, but it's so simple. Just throw in a bunch of ingredients. You can season the stuff. There's no like fancy prep or anything like that. You can also already get like the bell peppers cut if you wanted. You don't have to do anything. You just throw it all together, cook it, and you have a delicious dish. I'm now going to add my cooked rice cakes to the pan. And we're going to break it up in there. We're just going to cook it all together for another about 2 minutes. That way the rice cakes get a slightly crispy, seasoned outside, but they're still soft and chewy on the inside. I just make sure everything is coated, and we're just gonna keep cooking this. It's also going to allow the vegetables to get even softer as it's cooking with our rice cakes. The great thing about rice cakes is they're so versatile. They themselves don't have too much flavor, but you can basically season them with whatever you want, and they just absorb the flavor of what you're cooking it with. And it's just this incredible texture combo with like the crispy outside and like a soft, chewy inside. It's amazing. I'm lowering the heat just to the lowest setting because again, I'm just kind of like combining all these flavors together. And if you've been enjoying this video and you know someone that would love this recipe, make sure to hit that share button and share this video with them. This is looking really good. I think we're finished here. Let's go ahead and plate and do the taste test. And that is it, guys. In 15 minutes, you have a delicious, flavor-packed, sweet and spicy beef and rice cakes bowl. I absolutely love this. It's just like, it smells incredible. And I know it tastes incredible. I can't wait to do a taste test. Let me get a little bit of my beef. I got my perfect bite. I have a little bit of my beef, a little bit of the vegetables, the rice cake. I can't wait to dig in. I know you guys will love this recipe. Cheers. If you are a fan of rice cakes, if you're a fan of steak, if you're a fan of Korean style sweet and spicy food, you are going to absolutely love this recipe. I can't wait for you guys to try this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell to never miss a tasty upload. Till next time.